yesterday.
Everybody seems to be favoring the Timberwolves. I really don't know. I don't sleep on the Mavs, man. The Mavs have been really good. And one prediction I have, I think you're going to see a big series from Kyrie. Kyrie's due for some crazy Kyrie stuff.
The next day.
What a first half by Kyrie.
It's going to be fun, man. You know, my matchup going to be Kyrie, so that's going to be fun. We're going to see what I can do versus him.
That's the most aggressive you've been in a long time.
Yes, sir.
I know that had to irk you a little bit.
Use it as a motivation.
I am very, very impressed with this Dallas Mavericks team. Of course, Luka and Kyrie were incredible, but there's a bunch of other stuff that impressed me too. To go 6 for 25 from 3, to hit 12 less three-pointers than your opponent, shoot 24% from 3, and still win. Damn, very impressive. A big reason for that is because they had 62 paint points, which was their playoff high. And not only did they have 62 paint points, that's 62 paint points against the Timberwolves. Best defense this and super tall and all that stuff. So very impressive. And they've been great all playoffs. I mean, let's remember, everybody's been sleeping on this Mavericks team. Not sleeping on them, but you know, everybody going into this was saying, "Oh, the Timberwolves are going to kill them. The Timberwolves, and Timberwolves are great." But let's remember, this Mavericks team just beat the number 1 seed. This is a completely different team since they made these trades. Their role guys, that's been the key to their success, obviously. Luka, Kyrie, of course, but you can't win games just from Luka and Kyrie. It's the other guys that have been stepping up. PJ Washington, Derrick Jones Jr., Gafford, Lively, all really, really solid. And the thing that's tough about dealing with this Dallas Mavericks team, since they made all these really good trades and got some really good role players, is that they have so many different ways to kill you now. And in that game, you heard Stan Van Gundy going on and on and on about the drop coverage. Everybody's going on about this drop coverage. Everybody's all mad. People are complaining about it, yet I'm watching this game and I'm like, yeah, I hear the complaints about the drop coverage, but I'm looking at the score here and the Timberwolves are like up 2 points. So I guess it's kind of working, right? And what's the alternative? That's the question. Do you I'm not some defensive specialist here, but do you switch on screens? Do you fight through screens? Do you go through the drop coverage? Do you blitz? Do you do zone? Who knows? Because you got to remember, Luka and Kyrie, these guys are wizards. You know, not those kind of wizards, like the cool kind of wizards. And they've seen every single kind of defense that's humanly possible thrown at them. Luka's been playing basketball professionally since he was 10 years old. He's seen everything. Kyrie is a savant. He's 31. He's seen everything. I guess maybe what they should do is go back to games where they've really struggled. Maybe go back and analyze the games where they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder and see, okay, what did the Thunder do defensively to stop the Mavs? Maybe it's to try to neutralize either Kyrie or Luka. I don't know. Who knows? Let me know what you guys think. But I think in Game 2, you're definitely going to see some very interesting defensive adjustments from the Timberwolves. And shout out to the Mavs defense. I was very impressed with the Mavs defense. Even Kyrie's defense on Ant, nonetheless, had some really nice moments. And that's like a big mismatch. I mean, Ant's way bigger than Kyrie. Speaking of Ant, everybody's kind of like getting on him right now about calling out Kyrie and poking the bear and all that stuff. I don't think that should be interpreted as anything disrespectful, he said after that win against the Nuggets. I think it's just friendly competition. I mean, Ant's a competitor. And I don't think he meant anything bad by it. Ant's, almost 10 years younger than Kyrie, and probably was, when he was in high school and middle school, was watching Kyrie win championships, and now you get to compete against him. That's awesome. It was the same thing with him and Durant. But, Kyrie absolutely said that when he heard that, it was motivation, and he definitely perked up Kyrie. But like I said, I think Kyrie was going to have a good game regardless. It was very interesting because throughout this playoffs, I'm pretty sure Kyrie was averaging only 6 points in the first half, and it was the kind of situation where Luka would kind of hold down the fort in the first half, and Kyrie would kind of come through in the second half. That was kind of a dynamic they were doing. Well, this game, Kyrie just came out firing from the gate, man. Really aggressive. 24 first half points. And the interesting thing about Kyrie's stat line is he had 30 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and didn't even hit a three-pointer. And the Wolves definitely seemed as good as they played. I mean, let's remember, they only lost by 3. I mean, that easily could have been their game. But they did seem off. And I don't know, Kenny Smith was talking about this after the game, and the guys kind of didn't so much agree with him. But it is true, even though it can be interpreted as an excuse, when you're coming off a Game 7, and then you go right into Game 1, it's got to be obviously physically exhausting, but definitely emotionally exhausting too. To go from a Game 7 and then you're starting a Game 1 right away, you're dealing with Luka and Kyrie, it's got to be very tiring. And you have to remember too, this Timberwolves team, they're not as experienced. I don't know Rudy Gobert's career that well, but I don't think anybody on that team has all that much playoff experience, whereas Luka and Kyrie have a ton of playoff experience. Kyrie obviously is a champion. Luka was in the Western Conference Finals a couple years ago, so they've been here before, and that experience is showing. You really could see just how tired Anthony Edwards was physically, to the point where the announcers thought he was hurt at one point, and you could see that he was just absolutely gassed from having to guard Kyrie and how exhausting that is. As great as Anthony Edwards is, you have to remember, he's only 22. He's still very inexperienced. And it makes you appreciate just how incredible Luka and Kyrie are. A few other things I need to rant about here. I'm trying to keep this really short. I really wish I could make a video that's under 10 minutes. Maybe this can be the one. Let me rant about this challenges system. Jason Kidd had 2 successful challenges, right? And then you're not allowed to challenge anymore after that. So your team ends up essentially being penalized for the errors that the referees make. Somebody make that make sense to me. And the excuse is, with the game flow, game flow. We stop every 5 minutes for these dopey commercials. I swear, if I see that Wingstop, no flex zone,
No flex zone.
no flex zone. If I see that commercial one more time, oh my God, I love Wingstop. I'm a Wingstop fanatic. Cajun and lemon pepper, that's my go-to flavors there. You take out, you get, here's a little trick. When you get the Wingstop, if you get it delivered or pick up, right, and it's in the little box, and you have your Cajun and you have your lemon pepper, you open up the box, you take out the paper that separates them, you close the box, shake the box, and then you get a blend of lemon pepper and Cajun together. Oh, mwah, phenomenal. You're welcome. But sports betting advertisements in the middle of the game. You have reviews. You have a million different things going on. And that, you think that allowing a coach who has successful challenges to keep on challenging instead of only giving them 2 successful challenges is going to mess up the game flow? What are we doing here? Come on. Also, too, who is the guy looking like a damn creamsicle on the sidelines? Oh, my God. Every time down the court, I'm like, what is this guy in the orange jumpsuit? I'm sorry. I'm going to have an old head moment here. Are you ready for an old head moment? I want a dress code. Put on a suit. Can you put on a suit? You're a 25-year-old multimillionaire dressed like an adult. But they should express themselves. No. I promise you will look better in a suit than looking like a creamsicle on the sidelines. Okay, there's my old head rant. Down, like, and don't subscribe. But I promise you will look better in a suit. Okay, that's it. Luka, Kyrie, masterclass. I told you guys, don't sleep on this Mavericks team. I told you. But I think this is going to be a really, really good series. Probably a very long, grueling series. I expect the Timberwolves to go back to the drawing board, make their next chess move, make their adjustments. Anthony Edwards is going to have to be a lot more aggressive, and Karl Anthony Towns needs to be more aggressive too. I mean, you guys are a big team. Use your size. Get physical. Get pissed off and physical. And not that Ant had a bad game. He had he almost had a triple-double, 19 points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. Not so efficient shooting. Your high scorer can't beat Jaden McDaniels with 24 points. And of course, shout out to all the New Jersey Hoopers: Kyrie Irving, Karl Anthony Towns, Naz Reid, Kyle Anderson, all Jersey guys. Let's go. Jersey Hoopers, let's go.
I can't forget New Jersey.
And that's it. Goodbye.